Looks like someone did a reply video to me. I am interested in hearing another perspective on my ideas, or even valid criticisms. I am looking forward to this. Let's listen to what male chauvinistic pig has to say. I bet it is very deep and insightful.
Good evening, MGTOW. Good evening, TFL. Good evening, Red Pill. Good evening, Incel. Good evening to your sort of lunatic fringe out there. I wanted to make a quick response video. Two, it's getting late, and I have my problems here, so I wanted to go to analyzing male slavery and male sentiment void. I'm going to leave them in the low bar. If you want to check out their content, I believe they are both male rights types activist channels, MRM, and I listened to Male Sentiment Void channel earlier on. He was calling traditional or conservatives morons, and I listen sometimes to videos when I have to doing chores. So if I took some things out of context, I offer my apologies for that, because I did see in his video, I heard him using the terms egalitarianism a lot, the collective a lot. I went back, listened to some of it just now on on the male collective of maybe getting things done as an MRA and as a whole. That being said, I want to say that I don't believe in egalitarianism.
Okay, you do not believe in egalitarianism. So you believe it is okay that men should be treated like second-class citizens then? If you are against egalitarianism, you have no reason to be against feminism, as feminism is about expanding female privilege at the cost of men.
Egalitarianism to me is a pie-in-the-sky, wishful thinking at best, and it can become very evil at the end.
Pure evil.
I'm necessary evil.
No.
Yes, a call for more equal and fair treatment by society is just a slippery slope that leads to full-blown Marxism, right? You know what? Fuck equality under the law. We should have stayed in the past. We was all better off living under kings and queens in a feudalistic society, right? The problem is people need to learn their place, and learn to respect their betters, right? Male chauvinistic pig equality under the law is an egalitarian concept. Do you object to that as well? Do you think we need to live under an Indian-style caste system then?
Now, you know, it's quite, you can look at it. I would ask any of these two gentlemen a question. Let's just regarding a male, or put, you know, a male or female. Now, if everybody is equal, if you take a man, let's say he has 150 IQ and is a mathematical genius, then you take a man that has a 90, say a 95 IQ and basically can do a basic algebra. Do you think that man is equal to him?
Stupid people deserve equal treatment under the law just as much as clever people. Stupid people deserve to have their humanity respected just as much as clever people. The same goes for poor people. And ugly people. The problem I am trying to tackle is the fact that even a high IQ successful wealthy male has less rights than a stupid dumb poor woman. Also, I do not understand why you are asking this question. When have I ever advocated for income equality? I do not believe janitors should be paid the same as engineers, for example. I am waiting for you to address the points I have made in my video.
Do you really believe that he can do what that man is doing because you think it's the way it should be? It never will be, unless you...
Still waiting for you to address any of the points I made in my last video. Thanks.
Get to what I think they call it is transhumanism. Basically genetic editing, and unfortunately, you know, probably if the world maintains, we're a century away from that type of technology. Also, you know, when I hear it, and there are people that advocate to this day for communism, which is...
Oh God, you found me out. I am a secret closet communist.
In recognizing a communist, physical appearance counts for nothing. If he openly declares himself to be a communist, we take his word for it. If a person consistently reads and advocates the views expressed in a communist publication, he may be a communist. If a person supports organizations which reflect communist teachings, or organizations labeled communist by the Department of Justice, she may be a communist. If a person defends the activities of communist nations while consistently attacking the domestic and foreign policy of the United States, she may be a communist. If a person does all these things over a period of time, he must be a communist.
Quite, and no matter what you think of capitalism or laissez-faire and everything like that, by means, like I said, I just find these topics interesting. Any system such as a communist, socialist system that will advocate for no private property.
Did you even watch my video? What the fuck does this have to do with anything I said whatsoever? When did I advocate the abolishment of private property?
And no profit, to me, is dangerous. It's dangerous, and I have no problem saying it. I really don't get along with, especially far leftists, too well. And I readily admit that, and I have no problem saying it. In fact, I think they're dangerous, a lot of times degenerate, and stupid, quite honestly.
And you're such a fucking genius compared to them, right? You know why I don't get along with far leftists? Because they tend to strawman people, parrot their political positions mindlessly. It is almost like they are not paying attention to what the other side is saying. I find it disrespectful and frustrating, so I gave up trying to interact with the far left. Oh wait, I can apply what I just said to you as well. You are basically waffling the same old tired right-wing talking points, ones that have nothing to do with what I said in my video.
You know, you have people within the left that actually deny gender, they deny race.
I deny race, simply because race is an outdated pseudo-scientific category. There are different genetic groupings and ethnic groups, but this is not a subject I am in the mood to tackle too deeply right now. A lot of what the left is reacting to, though, is right-wing race realism. Right-wingers who have no idea how science works, and just assumes that racial IQ is caused by genetic factors alone. Race realists are morons, and just jump to conclusions. Any evidence that challenges their pre-assumptions will just get ignored, and they will scream that you are in denial about biology, simply because you do not share their simplistic and incorrect understanding on the subject.
They deny IQ differences, everything that's reality. So, in terms of like political ideologies, if you want to ask them, and you're not going to get any, argument. My head is a little, like I said, sleep disorders and other problems. So if I repeated this, I'm not going to get any argument about traditional conservative marriage and that model. It's dead, and in a way it may be better, and in some ways it's worse. And men, to come together as like a male rights activist, where, a lot of MGTOW and channels are against that. But
MGTOWs who are against men working together are anti-male. It is as simple as that. They are resent-filled, fixated on women, and are upset at the fact they can't bribe women to be with them anymore, so they are withdrawing from society. Since society doesn't give them what they want, they don't want other men in society doing well. Then there are other MGTOWs who point out how ineffective the men's rights movement is, and they are largely correct. That doesn't mean they are against the concept of men's rights per se. The men's rights movement is too right-wing, and too fixated on winning women back to be effective. That is a subject I have tackled in the past, and will most likely do so again in the future.
But in a way, if it could happen, it'd be good. But in the other aspect, I don't think it's going to happen, at least not now, because I really believe, after looking at some things, and by no means am I an expert on these those topics, I find them interesting, I believe we're more of a tournament species than what's realized.
So in other words, men are obsessed with mating, and competing for women. That means men will remain slaves then. Do carry on. I am pretty sure you will stop straw-manning me, you will stop rambling, and get round to addressing some of the points I made in the last video. It is going to happen any minute now, I am sure.
And then you throw, let me explain, then you throw these females, I don't care who they are, into the male rights activism, and then you have, males wanting their attention and putting them onto the pedestal, and then the males can't speak for themselves. And
the men who do speak for themselves are right-wing nutjobs. That is the main problem. They just derail the conversation into their cookie conspiracy theories. The same men who do speak up will get jumped on by the nutjobs. They will get accused of being a communist, and the conversation will get derailed. If women want to speak up for men, let them. Not many women are willing to do that, because women do not give a shit about men. Women should be in fact shamed into speaking up for men.
And it's just a bad cycle, and it keeps repeating itself and repeating itself. And I have a lot of disdain for leftists, especially leftist professors in these universities. And I'd like to give you an example to these two.
What the fuck has this got to do with my video? Get to the point, man.
Today, you're wasting my motherfucking time. Don't waste my motherfucking time!
Gentlemen and all out there. I had a cousin and her boyfriend were going for their bachelor's in political science. Whatever
Don't waste my motherfucking time!
You may think of that. Personally, getting a political science degree in this day and age, I think, is a liberal arts nonsense, and it doesn't carry the same weight as it did a liberal arts degree, say, if you got one 30 or 40 years ago.
Don't waste my motherfucking time!
That being said, they were actually in a class. They had to take a feminist course. They had to take a feminist course.
Don't waste my motherfucking time!
Is required, where this degenerate female teacher brought in, and when I was a young guy, I'd be probably laughing at it and think, I'd like to get with her, but I wasn't laughing. She actually brought in a briefcase full of dildos and everything else, and she liked to travel to Middle Eastern countries and meet up with, groups like Hamas.
Don't waste my motherfucking time!
Leaders and have sex with them. These type of people, if I had my way, they would not be in your universities. They would be removed from society.
Right-wingers tend to be hypocritical pieces of shit. Right-wingers will spend all their time whining about how authoritarian communists are, and how the communists restricted the freedom of others. Yet because a female feminist teacher fucks men from the Middle East, and has politics he doesn't approve of, male chauvinistic pig wants to remove her and people like her from society? I don't even understand why right-wingers hate communists. Right-wing authoritarian types would have been right at home in the USSR. Please don't whine about how evil communists are with you. Have the same type of authoritarian mindset they do. I can't stomach hypocrites. How would you remove degenerate people from society? Death camps? Gulags? Mental homes? Who gets to define what is degenerate and what is not? Anyway, what the fucking hell does this dribble have to do with my video? This video has stolen 15 minutes of my life.
And I have no problem saying that whatsoever. Because I think you get to a point. And if you're listening to me analyzing male slavery or male sentient void, is that if you allow this type of, debauchery, this type to go so far, it seeps in and there's no returning from it.
You mean debauchery like this? It seems like you have some sexual fetishes that are not considered mainstream. Does that make you degenerate? Does that mean you should be sent off to the gulag, or mental home? The Soviets were very puritanical, and didn't tolerate forms of sexuality they considered degenerate. It seems that your entire worldview is about controlling female sexuality that you do not approve of. I myself do not have time to waste on that sort of thing. Women can fuck whoever they want, and shove as many dildos in themselves as they want. It is not my concern. I am not here to be sexually resentful, but to try and be proactive, and help men. Oh, one more thing.
Don't waste my motherfucking time!
There is no returning from it. And I'm going to also, in this video too, I want to offer another warning, because I don't have the futures in front of me where the stock market is down another 1,000 points.
Don't waste my motherfucking time!
Made a video a couple days ago on where this situation could head. And again, another topic I just find interesting. I'm going to make a warning to you women out there. If this economy tanks, and I think you have a lot of, like I said, problems that were just papered over, and you have people now, they're going to offer up, they're going to be buyers of bonds and treasuries if this continues, and you could wind up in a whole economic mess that's going to make 2008 and 2009 look like a road bump. You're going to have a lot of pissed off young men. And this Me Too movement, you may think it's nothing, but another fact today, and even if you don't care about what happens in Hollywood, which I don't, that fucking place can burn down for all I care. But the manager for Weinstein just killed herself.
Don't waste my motherfucking time!
Now this is a woman that just killed herself today because of these allegations. Now I think Weinstein is a degenerate, but I don't believe he's a rapist. You women keep this up, and this comes trickling down. I've warned and I've gone on record that this is going to trickle down into guys, regular men, into the corporate world, and it's going to continue. Keep it up. Keep it up, because if this economy tanks, you're going to have a lot of pissed off young males. And know what? Finally, someone's going to snap on you. So cut it out.
Why are you groveling to women on your channel? I thought you said women do not belong on MGTOW channels. Again, why are you talking this sort of shit in a reply video to me? What has it got to do with my video? Can you grovel to women for better treatment on another video, please? You waffle on about communism, and how egalitarianism is nonsense. Then you plead to women not to mistreat men, or otherwise men might snap. If you are against men taking collective action, men will carry on being victimized by women. Women are not too scared of men snapping, that much is clear. It is an empty threat to warn women of this happening. Also, if there is a big recession coming, it will affect men far worse than women. If you are against egalitarianism, you can't complain when women treat men like second-class human beings. If you are against equal treatment of men in society, you have no leg to stand on when you complain about men being treated unequally. Oh, one more thing.
Don't waste my motherfucking time!
You know, if you have, no one's watching this, I don't think any women are watching this, but I would give you a nice warning to just cut it out. Because at the end of the day, it is males that build civilization.
Brifault's law. The female, not the male, determines all the conditions of the animal family. Where the female can derive no benefit from association with the male, no such association takes place. There are a few corollaries I would add. Past benefit provided by the male does not provide for continued or future association. Any agreement where the male provides a current benefit in return for a promise of future association is null and void as soon as the male has provided the benefit. See Corollary 1. A promise of future benefit has limited influence on current, future association, with the influence inversely proportionate to the length of time until the benefit will be given and directly proportionate to the degree to which the female trusts the male.
It is like MGTOWs do not understand the implications of Brifault's law. Brifault's law means that women have no concept of gratitude. So pointing out that it is men who build civilization is not only pointless, but it is groveling to women. Learn some history. Throughout history there have been classes and castes of people who have played vital roles in maintaining civilizations, and have still be treated like shit. Pointing out male utility is utterly pointless. It is not going to get women to care about you. It is not going to get other men to care about themselves. Men have to become human beings, not remain stuck as human doings.
So I would tread very carefully. And again, if I took this gentleman out of context, I offer an apology.
I gave a personal opinion. I can't sit through 30 minutes right now of text-to-speech. And I am not going to debate in a comment section with my fused neck and hand injury. Wish you the best in your endeavors.
And I thought my jokes were bad.
You never even watched the fucking videos you are replying to. You not only wasted my time, but you wasted the time of Male Void as well. Why did you bother making this video? I really can't figure out your motive.
I still believe that you're offering a lot of leftist solutions,
Properly? Yes, you use that word, because you haven't got a fucking clue what I said. You didn't watch the video. You are proving every single point I have made about the right in my last video. The right are closed-minded, cowardly, reactive, hostile to new ideas. They just repeat the same old talking points over and over again. Let's be honest here, any solutions that would help men, you would reject and call them leftist. Leftism is of course evil, because of reasons. What is leftist? Anything and everything you do not like, of course. Let's be honest here. You are just here due to feelings of sexual resentment. You do not give a fuck about men. You are just another right-wing cockblocker. As I said at the end of my last video, the right are my enemy now. You have made yourself my enemy, in the same way the feminists have made themselves the enemy. Feminists are the enemy of men, so are the right. My point has been proven. The right do not even look at new information. They have their comfortable echo chambers and hug boxes. I am not interested in ego wank, or emotional gratification. I am done.
Maybe want bigger government. I will tell you that is not the solution. Can have a whole conversation on that. I'm going to stop this one here and post it. Okay, thank you and have a good evening.
Don't waste my motherfucking time!